Okay, so this is a topic that typically gives students fits because it's so easy to make a mistake on. So what I've done is I've snapshotted this and put it over to my whiteboard. So let's go over to my whiteboard, and here we have it. A chemistry student must write down in her lab notebook the concentration of a solution of potassium chloride. The concentration, blah, 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 equals the mass of what's desired. Okay, gotcha. So this concentration, let me put that in red here. Let's go over this layer. The concentration of a solution equals the mass of what's dissolved divided by the total volume of the solution. Okay, all right, no problem. But that's not really the hard part, right? The hard part is that we are going to have to add and subtract with sig figs and then multiply or divide with sig figs, right? And you get that hint by the title. Let me go back over there. See, the title is adding or subtracting and multiplying or dividing. And these have different rules for sig figs, right? So let's go look at that. So the label on the graduated cylinder says such and such. Let me make a new layer here. Go over here, make a little picture. Try to get that straight line here. Okay, so here's your graduated cylinder, right? And it weighs 5.550 grams, right? And then we're going to add something to it, right? She put some solid potassium chloride in it. So it's going to look like this. And it's going to be, and she weighed it. With the potassium chloride, the cylinder weighed 35.2 grams. 35.2 grams. And that's with the potassium chloride in there, right? Can you see that? There's our little solid in there. Now, so what's the mass of the potassium? Let's do this first. What's the mass of the potassium chloride? Well, it looks like it's about 30, right? It was about 5.5, and then we had 35.5 with it in there, right? So we have about 30 grams in there. But let's do the actual math for that. Let's come over here, and let's go back to this layer, and we'll put it in red, and we'll say it's going to be the difference between the two, right? 35.2 grams and 5.550 grams, right? And so we know then that if we're going to add this, the difference can't, or rather subtract it, we know the difference can't be any more precise than the tens place because that's what we were given there, right? So let's put this in math. Let's put this in red again. 35.2 minus 5.550 equals 26.95. Or what was that? I think I read that wrong. 35.2 minus 5.550 equals 29.65. 29.65. 29.65. 29.65. Okay. So there's my last sig fig, right? I have 3 sig figs in this answer because of the rules of subtracting numbers with significant digits, okay? So this is 29.65, and I have 3 sig figs in it, and that's really easy to forget. I'll wager that has 3 sig figs in it. I'll wager this is the most likely place where students are going to make a mistake, all right? So that's the mass of potassium chloride. 29.65, but it only has 3 sig figs in it. Okay? Now, let's look at the volume. Okay, this is easier. The volume is 193. Are we still in that layer? Yeah, we are. Let's go back over here to red. The volume is equal to 197.333 mils, right? And are we supposed to write our answer in mils? Let me go back over to ALEKS. And it looks like our answer is in grams per mil. Okay, that's good. So we're basically there then, right? We now know then that our volume is 197.33. And this is in mils, and that's what we want. Let me put that in red so it's easier to, right? This was in grams, and this is in mils, right? And so this is going to be our answer, but this bottom number has 5 sig figs. The top one only has 3. 5 sig figs. And the top one only has 3. So we have to report our answer to 3 sig figs, right? So we're going to go 29.65 divided by 197.33. And the answer is 0.150255, whatever, right? Let's come over here. 0.150555 ... But I can only write it to 3 sig figs, so that's my number that I can go to. There's my third sig fig. So I'm going to write this in as 0.151 grams per mil. 0.151 grams per mil. Let's go back over here then. And that's the only thing I'm asked, just that one question. 0.151 grams per mil. And let's check that. All right, got it wrong. Crud. Let's go back and check our work. All right, 35 point. Let's just check this math. Let's part first. 35.2. 35.2 divided by 5.550. No. Oh, man. Are you serious? I got that part wrong? Okay. So this answer is going to be... Wait. It's not divided by. It's minus. Minus 5.550. 29.65. Okay, so that's correct. That's correct. Let's go check those numbers. Where did I get those? 35.2. That's correct. Okay. And the difference was that. And it has 3 sig figs because we can only go to the tens place. All right. They're at 29.65. And then divided by that. Let's just check that number again. 29.65 divided by 197.33. 0.1. Oh, it's not 1.5. Look at that. I rounded up. I put that number in wrong. I put it as 1.15055 and it's 0.10255. That's a 2 right there. All right. That's a 2. So this should be 0, right? So let's go back over and put that in as 0. All right, recheck that. All right. Wow. That's frustrating, isn't it? Easy to get wrong. Okay, so I hope that video is helpful. I'm going to go ahead and post this video with the mistake in it. And hopefully that'll be encouraging to you to see that when we make a mistake, we can go back and look for it and we'll be able to find it if we're doing our rules right, okay? All right, good luck to you.